Hi everybody, Anime Night here. I am back with a new video. This is rather late. I just been so busy all day and I finally got around to doing this video, so this will be a very late upload. I apologize. Today's video is Figure Showcase Fridays, episode 42. And today's figure is Sailor... Well, actually, it's a different one. It is Super Sailor Mars, aka Rei Hino. She is a shrine priestess, and she lives with her grandpa Hino. Her first appearance was in the manga. It is Act 3, and in the anime, it is Season 1, Episode 10. She has like different powers and abilities. She got them when she was growing up, and she became a pyromancy because she was born under Ares, the god of the Mars god, and of the fire as well. Fix her up a little bit. She is third the third guardian to be discovered, right after Mercury, and then right after Sailor Moon and Mercury. So she's the third one to be discovered of the inner guardians. Kind of like with Jupiter, kind of like with Mercury and Venus. Venus doesn't show up till later. Her powers and abilities, and she's also great with purification due to the fact she works as a shrine maiden at the the Hiyakawa shrine. She is also an expert archer, which is again due to her being a shrine maiden. Her powers and abilities are the burning mandala, which doesn't appear until season 2, and then the fire sword. It's like the kind of like this basically, and it summons that huge fireball. And later on, it's also called a Kiryo Tasan, where she throws the purification. I forget the Japanese word for them, but you see them up on the shrines and everything to purify the spirits. And she also has the Mars Flame Sniper, which is a bow and arrow, but that doesn't show up until season 4. It's a really good ability, but overall, though, she doesn't show an interest in men until she runs into what was his name? The guy, but like tuxedo mask, basically, it's his human form, and she and Sailor Moon fight over him just to annoy the others. It's actually pretty funny watching them fight over a boy, despite the fact she didn't have an interest in men until he came along. Sailor Mars is one of my favorites because she has like that short temper, but she also knows what's going on, and I love her abilities from the fire mandala, from the burning mandala to the purification to the later ability she gets. She doesn't become super until later on, like further down into the series. I forget which arc it was, but because it's been so long since I've seen it. But Sailor Mars is in my top 5. I think I had her at number 2 or number 3. I can't remember where exactly. But Sailor Jupiter is... I gotta go back and look at my top ones I mentioned, because that's gonna bother me. But you get my point. Now on to the figure. The figure is a Bandai Tamashii Figure Arts Super Sailor Mars. This is what she looks like with her stand, and she is posable and different. Oh, and this is what the stand looks like. I don't know if you guys can read all that, but that's what it looks like. And this is the burning mandala. Interesting thing, the symbols here, they are actually the 8 corners of the world. like look at it like a compass. North, south, or depending on how you want to look at it, it's like the compass basically, like north, east, south, and west. The ones in the corners though, it's the like northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest. It's kind of like that basically. It is a very interesting. This is probably like one of my favorite looking attacks she has. I have the flame. I have the one where she shoots the flame sniper and everything, but that was a little hard to put together, and it didn't look right after I put it together. So I carefully took it apart, and then just went with this with like the kind of went like that basically. That's what it looks like. That's what it's gonna look like after I put it back and everything. But overall, though, I love this figure. I got her at a Bookman's back then. You can also get her on. Sorry, didn't mean to yawn there. You can also get her on eBay, Amazon, but the prices are varied. But she is one of the hard. She's like one of the harder ones to get because the super ones are like far more detailed and far like they have like more stuff and everything versus the casual one like Sailor Neptune. The Sailor Neptune and Sailor Pluto, they're the regular base ones, but the super ones are different because they have more attacks and everything and more poses. Overall, I highly recommend getting this. I recommend getting this variation as well, just to like add a little bit to it. But that's the only one of Mars I have. That's the super version. I'm probably gonna not get the other versions because I'm happy because I'm practically out of room on my on my Sailor Moon collection up there. I'm practically completely out of room. Anyway, guys, before I go, I want to talk about a topic that is very, very close to my heart. Unfortunately, people with this is going to be sensitive, so but it has to be discussed. People nowadays, I saw this one report where the suicide rate has gone up, and it's quite scary. And people are so offended that they're too scared to talk about it, and some people don't even want to talk about it. But I want to. People who suffer from depression like I do, we've all been there. I've had my moments where I wanted to go through, like I've had the thoughts and everything, but I fought back against it, and because I realized I have good people surround who are with me, and I have reasons to keep going. So if you know anybody, this is really, really important. If you know anybody who's going through that or is contemplating that, give that person a hug, whether it be a friend, a family member, or someone who you see is having a really bad day, or if you see a note or anything. Let them know, like sit down with them, talk with them, figure out what the core of the issue is, because it could be many factors from bullying, which is my most hated subject because it's more rampant than people realize. And unfortunately, it's one of the leading causes to suicide and everything. There's also the suicide prevention hotline as well, but there's a lot of factors that can cause a person to do all that. But my message is just be the person that you can be. Don't be afraid to talk to people because you never know who would be there for you. And trust me, when you see how much people actually care about you, your perspective will change. You will feel so much better and be able to move on. I've been there before, and trust me, it is a life changer to see how much people care about you and everything. Anyway, guys, this is Anime Night 1992. I will see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed the video.